Hello, how's everybody doing out there today? Hope everyone had a fantastic Monday. All right, let me see if this thing is working here. All right. Today, I want to talk about a little bit about how to either rebuild, reestablish, or just establish credit in general if you don't have any credit, if your clients don't have any credit. Going over the best and fastest ways to do that. So I'll just wait a couple minutes, see if anyone jumps on. Let's see. Hey, Gloria, how are you? If you can hear me, go ahead and put a 1 in the comments so I know that I'm live and people can hear me. Can you hear me, Gloria? All right, we got William. William, let me know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, put a 1 or a thumbs up in the comments, please. All right, let's see. All right, awesome. Looks like you can hear me. All right. In the meantime, while I wait for a couple people to jump on, some of the things I'm going to be talking about, there's some links and some descriptions in the, I believe in the post here. Then I'll go ahead and put them also in the in the comments of some of the best resources that we have found for building credit. So I'll just wait a couple, just a little bit, see if anyone else jumps on before I get into it. But again, we're going to be talking about how to rebuild, reestablish, or if you're barely starting out or if your clients don't have any credit, the right way to go about doing it and the ideal way to get it done the quickest way. All right, Anne, how are you, Anne? All right. Let's see. Do I have anybody that's not from El Paso in here by any chance? I think everyone I've seen so far here is from El Paso. All right. So I'll just go ahead and get started. If you have any questions or anything, go ahead and put them in the comments as we go through this, or if you're watching this as a replay, just put in the comments. I still try to go back and answer as best as I can. Okay, so a lot of times I will get asked what is the best way, or what can you go about doing to establish your credit? A lot of clients have a thin credit profile or don't have any credit at all. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. So the fastest way to start rebuilding your credit, obviously, is by establishing some revolving credit through whether it be secured credit cards, or we have some sources that we can recommend to you that are actually unsecured credit cards up to $5,000 limits that you have almost about a 99% chance of getting approved as long as you're not in active bankruptcy. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. So ideally, you want to have 3 credit cards on your credit profile. That's kind of the ideal magic number, if you will. Really, any more than 3 credit cards is not going to really hurt or help you a lot more. It may just make it difficult to manage them if you have more than 3. Okay, so the links that I have in there's a couple different ones. There's a New Coast Direct card, a My Jewelers Club card, Hutton Chase card, and a Credit Builder card. They're all great. They're all going to help you reestablish your credit. They just may be used in different situations. So for example, the first one there, the New Coast Direct card, it's a retail card or a card to an online store. It's kind of like Fingerhut. They have home goods, electronics, different things like that. And you go through the process, and it can change at any time. Again, these aren't our cards, they're third party. But as of recording of this video, it's basically like a $95 application fee, so it's out of pocket. And then to fill out the application, you have to fill up your cart with $100 worth of merchandise. You pay the $95, and then you pay off the $100 balance over a couple of months. Now, the awesome thing is that if you do it by about the 23rd of the month, by about the 5th or so of the next month, they will report that credit line on your credit report. And the awesome thing is it's a $5,000 credit line. So the way they regulate that is if you want to use $1,000, going in the future, you basically have to put $500 down or half down. But again, the point is to not max these credit cards out, because if you've seen in my other videos and when I teach, your utilization ratio, your revolving credit utilization ratio, your credit limits in relation to your balances, is a big part of your credit score. Okay, I've seen scores go up and down 50 to 100 points just based off of those balances. So ideally, Remember, 10%. So you never want to carry a balance of over 10% of your available credit. So if you've got a $1,000 credit card, you have to put into your head and train yourself that your limit's $100. Okay, $100, and just pretend that a lot of I tell my clients, they put their Netflix, they put their Hulu on there to automatic, and then they put that credit card to automatically pay the Netflix, and then you put your checking account, your bank account to automatically pay the credit card. So it's kind of on autopilot. So you don't have to go into debt to establish credit. You don't have to go max it out. As a matter of fact, that wouldn't be that'd be counterproductive. Okay, small monthly charge on there. You can do it that way, or you can use the card to go put gas, no more than 10% again, right? So $10 worth of gas, get the bill, pay it off, and you can put it in your drawer, set a reminder to do that about every couple months or so. You don't need to use it every month. It'd be ideal, but don't let at least 3 to 4 months go by without using it, okay? The next card on the links, and I'll post them again in the comments right now, is going to be the My Jewelers Club card. And it's backed by, I believe, the same bank as the New Coast Direct card, because it's also a $5,000 unsecured card. And it basically works the same way. Sorry, guys, I'm just posting this in the comments. It's like a $95, $99 application fee. You fill up your card with $100. You pay that off in a couple of months. Again, it can only be used at that online jewelry store, okay? So those two cards I really, really like because we can use them in other situations, not just someone that doesn't have enough credit, but let's say you have a client and what's holding down their score is that their credit card's maxed out. They have one or they have a couple. So just a real quick scenario. Let's say they have 3 $500 credit cards and they're all maxed out. Okay, so total credit limits is $1,500 and $1,500 balances. Okay, that's definitely hurting their credit score. Like I said, I've seen scores on the high end, 50 to 100 points, change sometimes. So they can either pay the $1,400 whatever dollars to get it down to under 10%, or they can add available credit. Now, this will actually help someone that maybe has higher balances. So maybe that wasn't the greatest example, but let's say they've got $10,000 worth of credit card limits, right? And it's maxed out at $10,000. So to get down to 10%, they're gonna have to pay quite a bit, right? Basically $9,000 roughly to get down to that 10% to help that score. Or if you add $10,000 worth of credit, you add the $5,000 New Coast Direct card, the $5,000 My Jewelers Club card. Now you've got $20,000 worth of limits, $10,000 balances. Now you went from 100% to 50%. That credit score can go up, and it really only costs them under $200 out of pocket to get that utilization ratio down, right? Okay, so that's a situation where we could use those to someone that already has credit. Maybe they already have the 3, but we're trying to get that utilization ratio down to get that credit score up, okay? The third one I have in there is the Hut and Chase card. This one's a pretty cool one. Let's say someone's really strapped for cash. They can't do the $95 to get the My Jewelers or the New Coast Direct card. The Hut and Chase card, again, it's still an online store. It's almost like Finger Hut, from electronics to home goods and everything. It's a membership club where they basically shop and they get discounts, and it's a $180 membership. Okay, that's the member to get the credit line that reports to the bureaus, but they pay it off in payments of $30. So all they need is $30 out of pocket. They get the credit line that starts reporting on their credit report. So that's a good option for someone that's limited on funds but has no credit, and we need to add some credit to it. Okay. The last one on there is a credit builder card. So this one is pretty neat. The other ones are all store cards, okay? This one is a MasterCard, and it's a secured MasterCard, so the minimum deposit is $200. But the awesome thing is that it reports very quickly and multiple times a month, okay? So obviously that can benefit the client in that way. So those are the 4 best options we have. Are there other secured credit cards out there? Yes, of course. But you can even be denied for a secured credit card. Okay, I just had a client today on the phone that got denied for a secured Capital One credit card. So what we want to avoid is, yes, we're telling the clients they have to add credit, but we don't want them going and putting in 20 credit applications, being denied for all of them. Now they got 20 new inquiries and they didn't add the credit. So we want to, yes, we're going to incur some inquiries, but we want to minimize them. Meaning, if we want to add 3 credit cards, 3 inquiries and get the cards. Okay, so that is why we recommend those. Now, ideally in your credit profile to start building your credit, you want 3 credit cards and then just 1 loan, installment loan. Okay, and really the credit cards are more important than the installment loan. But if you want to really round it out, 3 credit cards and 1 installment loan. Now, I don't have the link on here. I'm gonna have to post it here in a little bit, and it's called Self-Lender. So it's basically like a savings account that you deposit $25 in to every month. I think they have a 12-month option, a 24-month option. But what it does is it reports as an installment loan and that you're making that payment every month. And at the end of the 12 months, you get your savings back minus their small fee. Okay, so if a client could really go in and really, if they wanted to add 3 cards, they could do it with under $300 and add the self-lender account for $25. So really, we're talking about under $500 and under $400 actually, and very quickly and easily build a solid credit profile with 3 revolving credit cards and an installment loan. All right. So I hope that helps some of you guys. I'll leave the links in there. They're in the comments and I believe in the description. Feel free to get those to your clients. If you need whoever can benefit from those links, we've basically done our research through years and years, and there's thousands of credit cards out there. And as of right now, these are the best options that we know of and that we recommend to all of our clients that need to bring utilization down or add or reestablish credit. All right. That's pretty much all I had as far as building and establishing credit. That is a big part of what we do. Most people think credit repair is just fighting the negatives, which it is a big part, but part of our program is helping the client build and reestablish credit and showing them how to manage it, because we monitor that every month and we touch base with them as far as have they added to credit, what are their balances look like, and we keep them accountable in our program. Okay, does anybody have any questions about building credit, reestablishing credit, any of the cards that I have on there? Again, disclosure, they're not issued by us, bank. They're totally separate companies. They're third-party companies. They're just ones that we found work the best and will basically approve a client as long as they don't owe that specific bank, and they're not like in a current bankruptcy. Okay. Who's on here? Hey, Jeff, Janet, Jessica, how you guys doing? Anybody have any questions? Any questions at all? Building credit, establishing credit, secured credit cards, secured loans, any of the links that I put on there. Let me know, guys. I'm going to stay on here for a little bit, see if any of these questions come through. I know they're delayed a little bit sometimes. And let me check something here as well. Oh, it doesn't look like we have any questions. How about, so it doesn't have to be in regard to building or establishing, anything credit related, credit scores, credit reports. Now what you don't want to do when establishing credit or rebuilding credit is purchase trade lines. Okay. I talk about this all the time, and I can't emphasize it more. Okay, I know what happens. I know what's out there. I know who does it, and I'm not here to bash anybody or throw anyone under the bus. But that is illegal, guys. It's illegal. Trust me. Just because people haven't gotten caught, there are people getting indicted throughout the United States and serving time. Okay, what do I mean by that? Someone tells you, pay us $1,000. We're going to add you to someone else's credit card. Okay, that has history. And a low utilization. Is going to report on your credit report as an authorized user. Okay. If you do that and you apply for a mortgage, and if they find out, that can be construed as mortgage fraud. And I have the documentation from Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to back that up. Some of my lenders will probably back me up all the lenders are different, but they're cracking down on that a lot. Okay. Now, if I have a friend, a brother, yes, I can add that person to my card. Now, I still can't charge them for it. That would still be breaking the law. Okay. But that has to be within an arm's length to where you can say, yes, that's my brother, that's my relative, my friend, okay? But do not fall for these overnight credit boost, credit enhancement tactics. They're illegal. You can get in trouble. They're temporary because the only way they make money is putting 10 people on, and then in 3 months, 2 months, take them off, put some new people on. Okay, so what happens when that happens? You lose the available credit, your score goes back down. Okay, so just don't deal with them. There's no magic pill. Just like there's no magic weight loss pill, there's no magic credit repair pill that it's going to happen overnight. Okay, so just make sure you stay away from them. Don't say I didn't tell you. Okay. What else? What else? William, had to do refinances affect you, whether it's a vehicle or home? Okay. Well, it depends, and you're going to hear me say that a lot. On it depends, because remember, there's a lot of different factors that make up your credit score, and every credit, every file has different things going on. So, for example, let's say you're going to go refinance a vehicle. Well, it's going to affect a couple different parts. So, you're going to affect your average length of history, because you've got a new account, so now it averages all the ages. Okay, so you're going to get a new one. You're going to get an inquiry, at least one, if not multiple, depending on, where you refinance, if they try different banks. Okay, but it depends on why you want to refinance. Now, you might not take too big of a hit if you don't have a lot of new accounts and your history is okay. You don't have a lot of inquiries, and you're going to save a lot by refinancing. It might make sense budget-wise, okay? But you can potentially take a small dip. Now, what else? The inquiries is going to affect your age. So, I mean, it shouldn't be anything drastic, again, unless you've got a bunch of inquiries or all of your accounts are newer than 2 years, okay? It's going to lower that average age of accounts, but it would really take looking at the file to get a better idea, your credit report, to get a better idea of how that specific action may affect you, okay? Now on the financial part of it, kind of not credit. Now remember, it's going to extend out that vehicle loan. A lot of times refinancing, you're going to end up upside down because what the car is worth, and they extended another 60 months. You can get yourself what they call upside down, right, to where you owe. I got a client, they still owe $35,000. The vehicle's only worth like $15,000 because they refinanced for the longest time that they could, and the car obviously is depreciates, so that can happen. All right, good question. What else? Do I got any other questions on here? Doesn't look at it. Joel, what's going on, Joel? I'm in my other office, as you can see. Joel used to have an office close to mine. Need to get together, Joel. I haven't seen you in a while. What else? I'm open, guys. Q&A, now's the time. I'm gonna try to get on every day. I know I said that before, but today's day 2. If you don't count the weekend that I've been on, I'm gonna try to pick a topic every day. If you guys have questions, topics you want me to talk about, things you've heard, shoot me an email, shoot me a private message, and I'll try to discuss it. I think that's all I've got. So if no one's got any questions, I'm gonna go ahead and end it. You can still go ahead and ask questions in the comments, and as always, I try to get back to them. Other than that, I hope everyone has a great rest of their night, and I will see you guys tomorrow.